much rated for it. You excited?
Oh yeah.
everybody? Welcome to the second episode of DRATnanigans. I just got home from the Rose City Comic-Con. Yes, again, this has nothing to do with Airsoft. That's kind of the whole point of this series, this is just me and the random members of DRAT talking about fun stuff that doesn't have much to do with Airsoft, whether it be food challenges, in this case, me going to a Comic-Con. Yeah, as I said, I just got home, and this was a solidly amazing day from start to finish. I got up about 6 a.m. this morning. Sorry, a cat's pawing at the window at once in. Yeah, I woke up about 6 a.m. this morning and drove up to Portland, which is about a 2-hour drive from here, with my brother. This was his second Comic-Con. This was my very first. Oh my god. Before this year, I knew about Comic-Cons. Like, I kind of knew they were around, you know, I didn't really think much of them. They're just, you go there, there's comic books, there's some art, there's some nerd stuff. I don't know what it was. I just completely underestimated them. I had no idea what really went into them. I didn't know that it was this much of a freaking nerd-splosion. But then I found out who was going to be at this one. Well, actually, no, I should back up. My brother went to one in March called Emerald City Comic-Con in, I believe it's Seattle. If I'm wrong about that, someone can correct me. Yeah, he went there along with a few of his friends, and the reason for him going was 2 members of a specific series were there. One of them being Michael Shanks, who played Daniel Jackson on Stargate SG-1. The other one being, I believe his name's Paul McGillian, who was Dr. Carson Beckett on Stargate Atlantis. Quick bit of history, me and my brother are both incredible nerds, if you can't already tell from like the little bits of things you can see in my room. We kind of grew up watching Stargate. Like, that was the thing that really brought us together. I mean, all through middle school, the 2 years of high school that he was still living here, my nights usually consisted of 10 o'clock hit, I came out to his room, and we would just sit and watch Stargate and play video games. Or he would sometimes play video games, I just watch him, but mostly it was watch Stargate. So we kind of developed a bit of a nerdy connection, and so it hasn't really stopped. I'm still a huge Stargate fan. I have yeah, I've got season of Stargate Atlantis sitting right here. I've got the entire series over there. I've got a freaking mold of a Stargate sitting on my wall over there. So I'm never gonna stop loving that show. I love Stargate to death. It's just, it kind of makes me sad. It's kind of one of those series that I don't feel it's as appreciated as it should be. A lot of people just kind of go, it's okay, the acting is kind of subpar. That show means so much to me. I love it. I could talk about that for hours, which is why I'm going to stop right now. But yeah, that was his major reason for going to that one, and he gloated about it to me, and the idea that he was going to be able to go there and shake Michael Shanks' hand and get his autograph and take pictures with him. Yeah, I'm so low on sleep at this point. Anyways, that whole concept was just mind-blowing to me, and then he comes to me and says, hey, there's a Comic-Con in Portland. Wouldn't you know it? People from Stargate were going to be there. One of them being Christopher Judge, who portrayed Teal'c. The other one being Jewel Staite, who portrayed, oh god, what is her name? Oh god, is it Jennifer? I can't, why am I forgetting her name at this point? The actress's name is Jewel Staite. Her character's name is Dr. Keller. Yes. Yes. Thank you, brain. Dr. Keller. Jennifer Keller, I think. She was on, I think, maybe 2.5 seasons of Stargate Atlantis. She was honestly one of my favorite characters on that show. I don't know what it is, but she's just a great actress. I love her character on the series. So when I saw her name, I got really, really giddy. I know that Jewel Staite was a huge part of Firefly. I've never seen Firefly, so I did not care about her being in that. I was pretty set on going at that point. I saw that and I was like, you know what? I need to go see these people. So I bought my ticket, and then after that, Alexis Cruz signs on to go. And Alexis Cruz was, he was from the original Stargate movie, and then did probably like 8 to 10 episodes of the show. He played the character Skara, who's from the planet Abydos. I don't know if you've never seen the show, you probably have no idea what I'm talking about. Yeah, he was going to be there, and that was just kind of like a bonus. You know, I didn't really care all that much about seeing him. He seemed like a really cool guy. Like, you know, I mean, see him in the distance, you know, that'll be awesome. I just want to go and get Christopher Judge's autograph and take pictures with him. So I just started, I just had so many freaking nerdy thoughts, like just, oh my god, I get to shake his hand. So, backing it up to this morning, woke up, as I said, 6 a.m., dragged myself out of here, drove to my brother's house, we headed up, and god, I don't even know where to start with this. The day was just amazing from start to finish. I took a ton of video while I was there, and I'm still not even sure how the hell I'm going to edit all that together. Hell, at this point of the video, you might have already just seen it. I might have thrown it at the beginning. I might throw it at the end. I don't know yet, because I haven't edited it yet, but I am not looking forward to that, because I took a freaking ton of video. But I couldn't stop. My god. The whole day was just full of amazing, amazing amounts of nerdiness. I mean, first thing, we got there, we bought coffee because we desperately needed it. Also, first we got lost on the way there. That was a fun little part. Walk in the door, and just huge expo center. If you've been to a Comic-Con, you know pretty much the norm of it. But I mean, just huge wall of art, people selling T-shirts, and I was so overwhelmed straight from the beginning. I didn't even know where to start. I mean, just like, you go one direction, you're gonna miss a ton more stuff. I'm sure there are booths we didn't even touch in the entire time we were there. We were probably there about probably 9 hours, I think, in the end, because the doors opened at 10 and we left a little after 7, so probably over 9 hours we were there. And it was a 2-day event. You could go Saturday or Sunday. We went for the 1 day on Saturday just because it was the busier of the day. I mean, it was more of the celebrities had like more openings for signings and photo ops, and more was going on, so we decided we'd do Saturday. But walked in the door and immediately had to rush to get Christopher Judge's autograph. Because his signing was right when the doors opened, and I was pretty sure his line was going to be freaking packed. So I was pretty bummed straight from the beginning, just like, oh god, we're gonna have to wait in a line that's like longer than the line we waited to get in, which was pretty damn long, but still not terrible. I've waited in line at WWE events, so this was nothing. By the way, I decided to rock the CM Punk shirt for the day. I was trying to decide on a nerdy shirt. I was gonna go with my Foxhound shirt from Metal Gear Solid, and then I was gonna go with my Sonic shirt, but just felt like going with CM Punk. Hey, buddy. Oh yeah, and I still have my tag on. You can definitely tell I just got home because I still haven't even taken this thing off. Yeah, I walked over to Christopher Judge's table. Maybe 3 people there. Holy crap, his table was empty. And, I mean, for me, Christopher Judge is like as big as it gets for a TV celebrity. I mean, the guy was my hero growing up. And so I walk into a room and just, there he is. He's sitting at a table. So you could say I got a bit starstruck. I mean, okay, you could say I got a lot starstruck. I mean, the fact that I could just walk straight up to his table and meet him blew my mind. I'm going to say this right now, I've never done that before. I've never actually had that moment of like, holy crap, you are a celebrity, I'm shaking your hand, with the exception of like someone really, really obscure. So much so that I can't even think off the top of my head who I've met. And this is like the first time I've actually shook hands with actual celebrities. And I know a lot of people say, oh, celebrities are so snobbish and up their own ass. These are some of the nicest people I've ever met. Holy crap. I talked to all 3 of the people I got autographs for. I talked to each one of them. They're all amazing. I mean, with the exception of Christopher Judge going to U of O and being a duck. Had to kind of overlook that, because he's kind of in our faces about it. But we went straight up to his table, shook his hand, and he just, we didn't really know what to say. But Eric, my brother, didn't know that he actually went to U of O until that day, and so I just said to Chris Judge, you know, he didn't know you went to U of O, and he just went, oh my god, guys, oh man, he got really excited, just like, oh dude, yeah, I went to U of O, and he showed us his duck jersey, he showed us his little miniature helmet on the table, and we just go, yeah, we're from the other place, and he goes, oh, you're from the other school, okay, Corvallis, or I don't even remember what he said, just something like that. We just kind of talked for a few seconds, and it was awesome. It was just really cool. Like, I'm just standing there, And Christopher Judge is sitting right in front of me, and we're talking with him. So he shook our hands so many times. He said it was great to meet us. And, yes, I will show off all of what I got. Oh, yes, I got my handy-dandy little envelope full of autographs. So, yeah. There's Chris Judge. And I had him personalize it because I've heard that they actually get a lot happier if you want it personalized, because it means you're not going to turn around and sell it because you want it for yourself. So, I very, very much wanted it personalized. God, what did we do after that? So we met him, and then we went to his panel, and oh my God, the guy is hilarious. We heard him just get up there and talk about all of his pranks he pulled backstage on the show, and just weird stuff. Like, he just said he was obsessed with pranking people. Like, he would put saran wrap over their toilets and their trailers, and just, like, someone asked him how he came up with the idea for meditation for his character on the show, and it came from the fact that during one shooting he was pretty much up the entire night before, like, partying and stuff, so he was on 0 hours of sleep. So he comes in, sits down there shooting a scene, and he falls asleep. And the director asks him what the hell he's doing, and he goes, "Oh, I'm meditating, because my character doesn't care about this, so he's meditating." And they bought it, and that's how it came onto the show. And I think I got some video of that. I thought you weren't actually supposed to film or take pictures during the panels, but everyone was doing it, and there was no one stopping him. I mean, I'm looking around, like, all the Comic-Con people are just standing there. No one cares that the entire audience is filming him and taking pictures, so I started filming him. So if that video did turn out good, I'm going to throw some in here. Because he's an awesome guy. He's hilarious to listen to. Yeah, so his panel ended. That was the only panel we went to, just because I didn't really... Well, no, that's not true. We went to one other. The guy from the show Grimm was there, the main guy. I maybe watched like 2 or 3 episodes of the show, so I wasn't really that into seeing him. Like, getting to go like, oh, that's the guy from Grimm was kind of cool. And we went to his panel just for a few minutes, just because we needed to kill time until Jewel Staite's photo op. But it was okay. It was kind of cool. Again, it was cool just to go. I've seen him on TV. Cool. But yeah, after Chris Judge's panel, we walked around, bought a lot more stuff. First off, I picked up a Pop figure. I know they're really popular now with a lot of like nerd stores. I got one for Daenerys Targaryen. I've been looking everywhere for this one. I am a massive Game of Thrones nerd at this point. And I've been looking for her character for quite a while. I have Ned Stark's somewhere, I believe. But yeah, really wanted her. Found her. I was really jazzed about that. Well, actually, my brother found her. Thank you, Eric. You're awesome. What else did I get? There's one thing I actually got, which I can't show because it's a Christmas gift for someone who might be watching at this point. Hi, Caitlin. Love you. What else? Oh, yeah. This I'm actually really jazzed about because it's so simple and just silly. I haven't even opened it yet. There was a guy near the end who was just giving out rings of power from Green Lantern. I will actually open it now. Oh, that's cool. Yeah, he just had rings of power of all different colors, and I grabbed a blue one, and he's like, oh, that symbolizes truth. And I was like, I don't care, it's cool. And I'm gonna wear that, that's cool. Oh man. Thankfully it's adjustable. Yeah, this guy was just giving them out, and I was all jazzed because I don't know why, I just kind of had it in my head that a lot more places would be giving away like little free things, like little tote bags or something. I actually did grab a tote bag near the end. Well, someone handed it to me. I was carrying my little shopping bag, which was overflowing, and the lady said, do you want a tote bag? I'm like, oh yeah. And I was kind of expecting to pay for it, and she went, there you go, take it. Like, okay. So those are the only 2 free things I got, aside from like little business cards and stuff. But I mean, I was at this one table, and I was kind of bummed because, well, okay, I wasn't bummed to be at the table because it was a table devoted to Stargate. It was a Stargate props table, basically. They had, well, behind the table, they had a full suit of Jaffa armor from the show. Like, it was a legitimate armor set used on the show, which they had acquired. And they had acquired the rights to take molds of it and then make like rubber armor pieces, and then they were going to sell them on their site. So they had all their like rubber chest pieces and like the shoulder guards out on the table, and I asked about price, but they said, you know, you gotta come back and check out our site because that's where we're going to be selling it. And they had a few things there for sale. They had, if you've seen the show, they're called DRATnanigans. They're little hand lasers, basically, with like little lightning shooters. I don't know. I still don't know what to call them. They're lasers. They're lightning bolts. It's an alien weapon. It shoots out a little. So they had one which was either, I can't remember if it was actually used on the show, or if it was just, no, it wasn't. It wasn't used on the show. It was just a mold, but it was really, really like, it was like solid. It was really high quality stuff. I don't know what it was made out of. And that one was like 200 or 220 bucks. And then I picked up another one, and I was like, oh, this one's only 40 bucks. And I picked it up, and it's just like this really floppy rubber, and it's just like the whole thing sagging in my hand. I'm like, no. And they had a staff from the Ori from the last 2 seasons, which was actually used on the show. Other little weapons used on the show from like little alien planets and stuff. They had some more armor, some light fixtures from Atlantis. So just like being at that table and looking at all that stuff and hearing that like these various pieces were actually used on the show was awesome. But then they had like this little tray, and it just looked like a little free thing. It was just a little sticker, and it was a sticker of Teal'c's forehead tattoo. And I see that and I go, oh sweet, a little free Teal'c sticker. And the lady just goes, those are $1. I go, and I just put it back. Like, that's weird. Like, I mean, it's just kind of weird. There was no price on it, and it just was kind of next to the business cards. It seemed like that kind of thing. Like, oh yeah, take one. And there was just a huge stack of them. I don't know. I thought that was kind of weird. What else did I get? Yeah, I can't show you that because of reasons. This is actually also a gift for her, but this is what I'm actually going to give to her. Probably before this video will be up. She most definitely loves her Game Boy Advance, and I know this. And I've never actually seen this. I mean, I've seen a lot of games for the Game Boy Advance, but I've never actually seen Lord of the Rings: The Fellowship of the Ring for the Game Boy Advance. I never knew they made that. I know they made Lord of the Rings: The Third Age on the Game Boy Advance, but this just kind of seemed like a nifty little gamble, and I don't know, just seemed like kind of a cool thing. Ton of business cards. There was a group there called Tin Plate Studios. They just made a ton of steampunk stuff. They had like steampunk monocles that just grabbed onto your eye, steampunk goggles, but they were really expensive, but they were worth it. They were like solid metal and leather. They had handmade leather pouches and stuff. It was just really cool. There was a ton of lightsaber booths of like homemade lightsabers. I'm not even going to mention like the amount of toys that were there. Just everything. If you want to know what kind of toys were there, everything. Star Trek, Stargate, Star Wars, Knight Rider, Terminator, everything. Crap that I never would have thought in a million years you could actually find. The thing which really blew me away, if you've seen Jurassic Park, there was, on a little wooden stand, there was, if you've seen Jurassic Park, the shaving cream can, which comes apart and reveals like the embryo casing, it was that, like, sat next to each other on top of Dennis Nedry's ID card. I mean, I seriously doubt they were the ones from the actual movie or anything even close to that, like doubles or extras, but they're, holy crap, was that cool. I mean, that's the kind of thing, like, to have that in my room, it's the most obscure, random, nerdy thing I could possibly think of, but holy crap, would that be awesome. I'm a huge Jurassic Park fan, by the way. Marty McFly's hat from Back to the Future 2, you could buy that there. His really crazy fluorescent one, that thing is awesome in the light, by the way. It was like 25 bucks, I thought about it, but where would it go, when would I wear it, that kind of thing. I was really wanting to buy a t-shirt there, but just nothing grabbed my mind. I was actually kind of open to buy like a Doctor Who shirt or something right there. But Nothing really grabbed my attention. I need some tea, by the way, because my throat is really dry. Excuse me. Oh, that's better. Oh, I'm really worn out. Anyways, yeah. So Marty McFly's hat. Just keychains everywhere. There was like sew-on patches from Game of Thrones. Every house. Mass Effect. Everything. And I mean the costumes. The costumes I was kind of torn, because some of them, unbelievable. I mean, this one guy had a Bender costume, which his costume was like 8 feet tall, and he was Bender from Futurama, and it was just a giant robot Bender walking around. That was unbelievable. I think I got some video of him. I think I got all the videos that I wanted of the costumes. There was a pretty good Gandalf walking around. The original Power Rangers, that one blew my mind because they were just like spot on to the costumes. I don't know what the hell they did to get those costumes the way they were, but it was unbelievable. The 501st were there. I guess they're an organization which, I guess they do some charity work. They do a bunch of conventions and they take pictures with people. They just dress up like Star Wars characters, but they have like really, really good stuff. They have like Boba Fett costumes. They have every kind of stormtrooper. They have models of all the guns. They had like a huge booth set up where you could go in there and take pictures of all the characters in their costumes. I mean, not the cast members. That would be freaking awesome. No, just like the people dressed up in their costumes. Like there was a Chewbacca costume, so it was cool. I mean, I saw a lot of kids jumping in there and doing it, but I grabbed some videos of it and it was cool. I just didn't really want to take a picture with them. They had a remake of the original Adam West Batmobile, which was really cool. Someone put a lot of time into that thing. And some guy was walking around dressed as the Adam West Batman, and he had a giant bomb over his head, and he was running back and forth around the Batmobile, so that was pretty cool. A ton of references I didn't even catch. I just look at someone walk by and I go, that's probably some sort of an anime or something. Since Jewel Staite was there, a ton of people dressed up as Firefly characters, but I think the character's name is like Jane or Jenny or Gina or something. I don't know. The main guy, I probably butchered that, I'm sorry. It just seems like the biggest cop-out costume you can do. It's like you buy the Jenny hat and then you wear a brown shirt and just like, oh, look at me, I'm cosplaying. Same with some of the doctors. It's just like, oh, I put an overcoat on, or I wore a bow tie and I bought a fez from the little Doctor Who store who sells fezzes. Just really, I mean, I understand some I understand some people. Excuse me. Oh, wow. 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 Sorry about that. And this completely changes my voice for the rest of the video. Wow, I don't know what that was. Anyways. Yeah, little Doctor Who store just sold little fezzes and little mini sonic screwdrivers, so people just kind of walking around as one of the doctors, just, eh. Anyways, yeah, I know some people are kind of on budget and they need to keep it that way and they still want to dress up, but I know there's a lot of people that just, it's just kind of laziness. They'll get an Ash Ketchum hat and throw that on, and they'll carry like a Nerf gun and they'll be like, oh, I'm Ash Ketchum going badass or something, but, I don't know. It's a really weird turn off. I see some people that really get into costume and they go crazy, and then some people that just, I don't know. To me, it's just almost like, why bother? Like, why bother wearing something which is mildly uncomfortable? And just, why not just go there wearing, like, fun, comfortable clothes? Just wear a fun, nerdy shirt. Go there with the intention of, like, buying a fun shirt and then run in the bathroom and put that on. I don't know. It's just, I know, I'm kind of nagging and such here, but whatever. Anyways, then we wanted to get Chris Judge's photo, or we wanted to get a photo with him, and this really sucked. We got in there, and his photo op was at, I think, it was either 2 or 3, and we got there at the hour, like 2 or 3, and the lady said, no, we're not doing any more photos. Like, we're sold out. And we just, how the hell do you sell out of photos? Like, they just get printed out right there. Like, it didn't make any sense to us, and like, the line wasn't even that long, and it was at that time, so we thought maybe Chris Judge is just kind of maybe he just doesn't have a lot in him for these kind of things, because like when we did his signing, we got there at about 10:15, and he started at 10, and then right before us, like we were next, and the lady said, "Okay, Chris Judge is going to take a quick break," and we looked behind us, and there was no one there, and like he's going to take a break when we're the last ones, and then Chris Judge just kind of goes, "Oh, okay, yeah, just come up here." So it's just like 15 minutes in, he already needs to take a quick break. Maybe he was sick, maybe he just wasn't having a good day, I don't know, whatever. So we didn't get a picture with him, which was actually kind of one of the reasons I really wanted to go there, was to get a picture with him, but whatever. I'm not gonna even complain because of all the other amazing fun stuff that happened there. Then we're kind of walking around, like we just found out, we couldn't get a picture with him, and then I see Alexis Cruz's table, and no one's there. The guy just has been sitting at his table all day, and no one's been going there. I mean, Flash Gordon was there. His line was blowing up. The captain from Deep Space Nine was there. I think his name is Avery Brooks or something. He was there. His line was pretty substantial. Chris Judge's was getting bigger. Jewel Staite's was freaking unbelievable the entire day. Every time she was doing a signing or a photo op, the line just... Which makes sense. I mean, Stargate Atlantis plus Firefly fans just jumping on that line like crazy. So I look over to Alexis Cruz, and he's just sitting there, and he's got no one in his line. I'm like, I know he's not a main character, but he was still on Stargate, and he's such a great character, and he's such a great actor, because he really is. He's actually a really good actor. And I'm just kind of going back and forth, and I'm like, oh, I want it, and I knew it. If I didn't get his autograph, I'd be sitting here right now pissed that I didn't. And I got it, and I'm so glad I did. So I'm getting really nervous again, because I'm like, I want it. I'm getting it. I'm doing it. And I get kind of jittery again, and then right as I'm about to go up, the R2 unit from right next door to the 501st just comes right in front of me. It's from like this, they're called like the R2 builders or something, and all they do is they just build real scale models of R2 units from the movies, and they're remote controlled, and like all of their parts move, and they have the exact same lights. It's freaking unbelievable. It's R2. There's no difference. I mean, I've got my little R2 unit who just kind of, he listens to voice commands, and he does stuff. Hey, buddy. How you doing this morning? Feel like talking? Oh, there you go. Hey, R2. Do you remember Jabba the Hutt? Oh, sometimes he's a little moody. But yeah, he moves around, he listens to you, he does voice commands and stuff like that. He's cool. This thing was probably worth thousands of dollars, just the amount of technology that went into this, and it just looked amazing. It looked like it was pulled straight out of the movie, but it was all remote control. Anyways, as I'm about to walk up to Alexis Cruz, R2 just cuts right in front of me and goes straight up to Alexis Cruz's table, and I'm like, what the hell? What the hell, man? And he just walks right up to him, and Alexis starts freaking out. She's like, oh my god, it's an R2 unit! And he just jumps up, and he says like, you gotta take my picture with it, you gotta take my picture with it. So he just hands one of the Comic-Con people his camera, and he just jumps up behind R2 and takes his picture with it. Then he goes back and sits down, and I walk up, and I buy his photo, and I'm like, I'll take this one. And I walk over, and he's like, how are you, man? How's it going? He's really excited. He's just such a nice guy. He was really excited to talk to someone, and I saw that he was selling a graphic novel that he worked on. I think he did the artwork for it. I'm actually gonna look that up right after this, because I want to know, because I actually kind of want to get it. But yeah, he had a few copies of it that he was selling for $20, and I started asking him about it, like, oh, is this yours? He's like, yeah, man, I worked on it. Man, I did some of the artwork for it, and I like, my buddy and I, we got to work on it. I'm really a combination of tired and excited at this point, so I know I'm butchering his words, but he just talked about how it was like kind of a project of theirs for a while, and I think he did some of the production for it or something. He did some of the writing, the art direction, and I was really tempted to buy a copy of it, even though it didn't seem like something I'd ever pull out and read. But just like the entire time he's talking to me about it, I'm like, it's Skara. It's freaking Skara from Stargate, and he's talking to me about a graphic novel, and as if he was just like a friend I met at a nerd store. I mean, I was almost about to just buy it just to see if he'd sign that for me as well, but he signed a picture. Yeah, this one I'm just gonna... No, I'll pull it out too, I guess. Yeah. Yep, that's Alexis Cruz. And I have his autograph. And he's a cool guy. And he shook my hand like 5 times. We just... Like, again, there was no one behind me, so he didn't care that I just kind of sat there chatting with him. And... another really cool part of the day was at one point he just got up from his table and just went to the bathroom. If any other celebrity would have tried that, they would have been trapped in the bathroom. If Christopher Judge would have tried it, he probably would have been okay. If Jewel Staite would have tried it, she wouldn't have come out of that bathroom. But Alexis Cruz, he just got up and went to the bathroom, and then afterwards he walked right over to Chris Judge's table and just, I see Chris Judge just faces light up, just like, hey, and just big old manly handshake, pulled him in, just big bear hug, and that was just a really cool part of the day, just like seeing those two guys who probably haven't seen each other in years, just seeing each other again. Oh, it was so cool. Then we went to the panel for the guy from Grimm, and yeah, it was fun. I was glad I did it. He talked about his show, and I haven't watched it really, so I don't know that much about it. I know it's got things called like Boo Bobs or Bo Bappins or Glue Globins, something like that. I don't know. It's all about, if you don't know, it's filmed in Portland, Oregon, which is really close to here, so it has a huge fan base in Portland. So, of course, his line was really huge. I'm glad I didn't want his autograph. His panel was pretty packed, too. We sat in the back. But then we got up because we wanted to go grab Jewel Staite's photo. Before that, actually, I grabbed her signature. Jewel Staite is an amazingly nice person. I mean, her lines were just packed from the start of the day to the end. And I got there at about 2 o'clock, and I just decided, you know what? I want her signature. I am dedicated. I want it. And Eric said, okay, I'm going to go look around, because he didn't really want her signature all that much, because he didn't even remember she was in Stargate Atlantis until that day. And he still was kind of like trying to associate it with her. But I think, as I said, she was one of my favorite characters on the show. So I go through the line, and it's a huge line. I was probably in it for a good 30 minutes or so. Not as long as the photo op. That was about 45 minutes. But went through the entire line. I get up there, and she's just, hi! And I'm like, hi. I wasn't that stumbly. I'm kind of exaggerating, but yeah, it's just kind of like, hi, how's it going? She's like, I'm great. Are you having a good time? Like, yeah, it's my first convention. It's like, it's your first one? She's just, I don't know, she's just really, really energetic still. I mean, it's like, she's been there for quite a few hours. She probably had to get up early, and she's been dealing with people constantly throughout the day. So, I don't know, I've heard a lot of people say that a lot of celebrities at conventions get kind of grumpy and just kind of like, picture, hand it back. But I don't know, she was really just talkative with every person who went up there. She just wanted to get to know him really briefly for like the brief time that she had, because the convention center people really rush you along. Like, they do not let you dilly-dally. If there's any gap in the line that forms, they're on it. They're on it. If you step outside the taped line, ooh, they're on it. So they take their job seriously. So if she like even for a second tries talking to you for longer than she's supposed to, they'll hurry you out of there. Like, okay, you really need to keep the line moving. And that's just kind of a bummer, but oh well, it is what it is. But yes, I did get her autograph, which I am really happy about. Oh yeah, be very careful with this. So yeah, that is Jewel Staite from Stargate Atlantis, and she's awesome. And then I hooked up with my brother again, and I showed him that, and he's like, damn, she's cool. Like, yeah, she's really cool. And I just told him about meeting her, and then I kind of worked out this deal with him where, okay, basically if you wanted to get a picture with someone, it was probably about $30 for the picture, and you got one print of it. It was an extra $10 if you wanted a second print of it, and you could have, I know you could have at least 2 or 3 people in the picture. So I worked out a deal, like I said, hey, you know, I'll pay for $30 the picture, you chip in 10. $40 altogether, we'll get just one picture, you and I, and then 2 prints of it, and then we'll each take one. So we waited in the 45-minute long line to get a picture of us 2 with Jewel Staite. That's my brother in the blue. Yeah. So that was freaking awesome. Just, I don't know, I'm just really glad we've got it together. It's just kind of an awesome sign that we did the day together. And yeah, we couldn't get Chris Judge's picture, but I don't know. I think this was almost better, just because she just seemed way happier to be there. We couldn't go to her panel. Someone's signing was going on at the same time. I can't remember whose. Something was going on at the same time as her panel, so we couldn't go. But yeah, that's it for signatures and pictures. That's what I ended up with. 3 signatures and a picture, which I'm really happy with. Those are going directly into frames and then straight onto my wall. That's pretty much it for swag, except for one more thing, which I got right near the end of the day. We were kind of looking for like just that last little thing. As I said, I wanted t-shirts, and the other thing I really wanted was artwork, because, oh god, the artwork there is unbelievable. I mean, all these artists who, they put so much time into their artwork, and it's unbelievable. I mean, and you can find artwork from anything, everything from Lord of the Rings to Doctor Who, Star Wars, Marvel, DC. And then what I ended up picking up was a set of 6 prints of Ninja Turtles images. I just thought the artwork on these was incredible, and I talked to the guy and he just said he does it all in pencil and pen and then colors them in. And so, yeah. That's pretty much it. I just wanted to tell you my experience with my first time at a Comic-Con. This video is going to be hell to edit with all of the video that I took at Comic-Con, because I was seriously walking around the entire day with my camera either up or in my hand ready to be pulled up, because there was that much to see. Yeah, thanks for watching, guys. I hope you enjoy the rest of your day, and go to a Comic-Con if you haven't been to one. Have fun, guys. See ya.